Hi, and welcome back. While we're on the subject of tools, we've talked about the 5 most important tools: the Move tool, the Quick Selection tool right there, the Brush tool, the Healing Brush tool, which we used in a previous lecture to fix blemishes, and the one we haven't really talked much about is the Crop tool. So that's what we're going to learn about in this lecture. And then in the following lectures, we'll get into layers in detail because layers are awesome. So to demonstrate the Crop tool in a practical, hands-on way, we're going to create a social media profile picture. And if you're on social media a lot, I'm sure you already know that these are square images. They're square on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and a bunch more that I'm not going to list. So I'm going to show you how to create an Instagram image, and then I want you to go and try this on your own too. And as usual, I've included a download. So you're going to download that and open it in Photoshop. I'm going to click Control-O, Command-O on your Mac. I love it. Every time I say Command-O, it's like I'm in the army or something. I'm going to scroll down to this picture of this gal. And let's just say that, this is her favorite picture of herself. Her friend took it while she was on vacation, and she feels like she's never going to be able to recreate it. Well, if you load it into Instagram this big, then when you shrink it down, and I'll just go ahead and hit the zoom key, Z for zoom, and then I will hit Alt to zoom out, it's going to look about like that. And we don't want that. So let's go ahead and press Control-0 to go full screen, and we're going to crop it close in around her face so that you can actually see her face. And we need to go to our Crop tool. And the shortcut stroke for the Crop tool is C. If you forget that, it's right here. And when you press the C or select the Crop tool, it's going to bring up these crop handles all the way around. And we can just go ahead and grab these by left-clicking, and we can drag them in. Or you can grab the corner, and then you'll drag 2 sides, and notice I'm not holding down the shift on my computer, so it allows me to change the shape like that. And we can crop it in. And you can even see here next to my cursor there's a W and an H, and it shows how many pixels the width and the height are. And you would just have to crop that in and then go to the top and drag it down. Oh, actually we need to go to one of the corners and make sure that those numbers match up. But as you can see, it's kind of a pain in the butt if you're trying to get those to match up perfectly. Oh, there, I got lucky. Okay, so that matches it up perfectly. An easier way to do that, I can just say undo and say I don't want to do that crop, is to go up to this little thing. And we haven't talked much about the option bar yet, but as you may remember when I was telling you way early in the course that if you select one of these tools, this option bar will connect to that tool and you'll have more options for that tool. And that's the case here. So what we can do is go to the ratio, and we have a 1-to-1 ratio. That means the width and height are the same. And you even see off to the side it says square. We click square and it'll create a square. And now we can just scale it to the size that we want. So now I'm going to hold in the corner, click Shift to keep the ratios. I'm going to go down as small as I want it to be, let go, and then I'm going to grab it in the middle. Actually, I'm grabbing the picture and I'm going to drag the picture over underneath it into the box and let go. And if that looks good, then I can hit Enter with my keyboard or click the check mark. And now we have a nice square profile image for this girl. Now, a couple of details that I didn't mention are some of the additional options up here. Let's go ahead and click Control-Z, or in this case Control-Alt-Z, to uncrop this. And look up here. One thing you want to be careful of is that this doesn't say delete cropped pixels. If it does, then I would not have been able to undo that because all of those tree pixels or parts of the image that I cropped out would be gone. So usually you want to make sure that that's unselected. But again, to do our crop, we click on the Crop tool. If we want to get those exact proportions, we can just go up here, click the square, hit the Shift key and click on the corner. If your version is different than mine, you may have to not hold the Shift key to keep the same proportions. Another trick is that you can press Shift and Alt and it'll scale from the middle of where the photo is. Okay, and then you want to center your image, hit check, and then you can click Control Alt S. On a Mac it's Command Option S to save this, rename it, and save it as something else. You could call it Instagram profile picture, and then you've got it ready to upload. So your assignment is to go and you can either download this image, or better yet, open one of your own images in Photoshop, practice cropping it and saving it, and then you can upload it into the Q&A in the course, and everybody can see how you did. And I'll see you in the next lecture.